Hi guys, today I'm reading Ezra chapter 8. I'm down at Wollongong Beach. Ezra chapter 8 from the NIV Bible. List of the family heads returning with Ezra. These are the family heads and those registered with them who came up with me from Babylon during the reign of King Artaxerxes. Of the descendants of Phinehas, Gershom. Of the descendants of Ithamar, Daniel, and the descendants of David, Hattush. Of the descendants of Shekaniah. Of the descendants of Parosh, Zechariah, and with him were registered 150 men. Of the descendants of Zechariah, and with him 200 men. Of the descendants of Zattu, Zechariah, son of Zechariah, with him 300 men. Of the descendants of Adin, Ebed, son of Jonathan, and with him 50 men. Of the descendants of Elam, Zechariah, son of Athaliah, and with him 70 men. Of the descendants of Zebadiah, son of Michael, and with him 80 men. Of the descendants of Joab, Obadiah, son of Zechariah, and with them 218 men. Of the descendants of Bani, Shelomith, son of Jehoshaphat, and with him 160 men. Of the descendants of Bebal, Zechariah, son of Bebal, and with him 28 men. Of the descendants of Azagad, Johanan, son of Hakatan, and with him 110 men. Of the descendants of Adokinan, the last ones whose names were Leplit, Jewel, and Shemaiah, and with them 60 men. Of the descendants of Bigval, Valley, Euthanol, something, Zachar, and with them 70 men. The return to Jerusalem. I assembled them at the canal that flows towards Hattush, and we camped there for 3 days. When I checked among the people and the priests, found no Levites there. So I summoned Eliehoenai, Shemaiah, I'm missing all these words, Ethan, Jarib, Nathan, Zechariah, and Meshullam, who were leaders, and Jarib and Elnathan, who were men of learning, and I ordered them to go to Iddo, the leader in Kazifiah. I told them what to say to his fellow Levites, the temple servants, so that they might bring descendants to us, the house of our God. Because the gracious hand of our God was on us, they brought us Zerahiah and a capable man from the descendants of Mala, son of Levi, the son of Israel, and Zebadiah's sons and brothers, 18 in all, and Shephatiah together with Zerahiah from the descendants of Zechariah and his brothers and nephews, 20 in all. They also brought 220 of the temple servants, a body that David, the officials, had established to the Levites. All were registered by name. There by Pahath-Moab, I proclaimed a fast so that we might humble ourselves before our God and ask him for a safe journey for us and your children, and with our possessions. I was ashamed to ask the king for soldiers and horsemen to protect us from the enemies on the road, because we had told the king, the gracious hand of our God is on everyone who looks to him, but his great anger is against all who forsake him. So we fasted and petitioned our God about this, and he answered our prayer. Then I set apart 12 of the leading priests, namely Zerahiah, Jeshaiah, and 10 of their brothers, and weighed out to them the offering of silver and gold, and the articles that the king, his advisors, his officials, and all Israel present there had donated for the house of our God. I weighed out to them 650 talents of silver articles weighing 100 talents, 100 talents of gold, 20 bowls of valued at 1,000 darics, and 2 fine articles of polished bronze as precious as gold. I said to them, you as well as these articles are to be consecrated to the Lord. The silver and gold are the freewill offering to the Lord, the God of our ancestors. Guard them carefully until you weigh them out in the chambers of the house of the Lord in Jerusalem before the leading priests and the Levites and the family heads of Israel. Then the priests and Levites received the silver and gold and the sacred articles that had been weighed out to be taken to the house of our God in Jerusalem. On the 12th day of the first month, we set out from the Hava Canal to go to Jerusalem. The hand of our God was on us, and he protected us from our enemies and bandits along the way. So we arrived in Jerusalem. There we rested 3 days. On the 4th day, in the house of our God, we weighed out the silver and gold and the sacred articles to the hands of Merimoth, son of Uriah the priest. Elzar, son of Phinehas, was with him. So were the Levites, Jozabad, son of Jeshua, and Noedah, son of Bineu. Everything was accounted for by number and weight, and the entire weight was recorded at that time. Then the exiles who had returned from captivity sacrificed burnt offerings to the God of Israel, 12 bulls for of all Israel, 96 rams, 97 male lambs, and a sin offering, 12 male goats, and all this was a burnt offering to the Lord. They also delivered the king's orders to the royal satraps and to the governors of Trans-Euphrates, who then gave assistance to the people and to the house of God. So that was Ezra chapter 8, verses 1 through to 36 from the NAV Bible. And we're down here at Wollongong Beach. As I was following a huge ship heading into Port Kembla. Pretty cool. See you folks later.